Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Fluent Start, and welcome back to Season 2. Today, I want to talk about something that many learners experience when they start speaking more. You can start a conversation, but then suddenly, you get stuck. You don't know what to say next. The conversation becomes quiet, awkward, and you start thinking, what should I say now? And sometimes, you just stop talking. I think this is very normal because starting a conversation is one thing, but keeping it going is a different skill. And many people don't realize that. They think, maybe my English is not good enough. But actually, it's not always about vocabulary or grammar. It's about knowing how conversations flow. Because real conversations are not perfect. They don't follow a script. They move naturally, back and forth. And to keep a conversation going, you don't need complicated English. You just need simple strategies. For example, one of the easiest ways to continue a conversation is to show interest. When someone says something, don't just stop there. React to it. You can say things like, "Oh, really?" Or, "That's interesting." Or, "Seriously?" These are very simple, but they keep the conversation alive because it shows you are listening and it gives you time to think. Another simple thing you can do is ask follow-up questions. If someone says, "I watched a movie yesterday," don't just say, "Oh, nice." You can ask, "What movie? Was it good? Who did you watch it with?" Small questions, but they open the conversation. And the more you ask, the more the conversation continues. I think one mistake many learners make is this. They answer questions, but they don't continue. For example, someone asks, "What did you do today?" And you say, "I studied." And then silence. But you can add a little more. "I studied. It was a bit difficult, but interesting." Now the other person has something to respond to. So the idea is simple. Don't give short answers only. Add a little more. Just a little. And that makes a big difference. Another thing you can do is share your own experience. Conversation is not just about answering, it's about sharing. If someone tells a story, you can connect it to your own story. For example, if someone says, "I was really tired today," you can say, "Yeah, me too. I didn't sleep well last night." Now the conversation becomes more natural, more balanced, not just question and answer, but connection. I also think it's important to feel comfortable with small pauses. Sometimes we panic when there is silence. We think, "Oh no, the conversation is dying." But actually, a little silence is okay. It's normal. You don't have to fill every second. Sometimes just a short pause is enough before the conversation continues. So don't be too afraid of silence. Another helpful thing is using simple expressions to keep talking. Things like, "I think," "in my opinion," "I feel like." These give you time to continue your idea. They help you organize your thoughts while speaking, and they make your speaking sound more natural. I think what really helps is shifting your mindset. Instead of thinking, "I need to say something perfect," think, "I just need to keep the conversation moving." Because conversation is like a flow. You don't need big sentences. You just need to keep it going, little by little. I've seen many learners who actually have good English, but their conversations stop quickly. Not because they can't speak, but because they don't know how to continue. And once they learn this skill, everything changes. Their speaking becomes more natural, more relaxed, more enjoyable. Because now they are not afraid of what to say next. They know they can always ask something, or react, or share something simple. And that's enough. I also want to say this. You don't have to be interesting all the time. You don't need amazing stories. Simple conversations are okay. Talking about your day, your feelings, your thoughts. These are enough to keep a conversation going. Because the goal is not to impress. The goal is to connect. Anyway, this is something that improves with practice. The more you talk to people, the more you understand how conversations work. And slowly, it becomes natural. You don't have to think too much anymore. You just respond. You ask, you share, and the conversation flows. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I hope this episode helps you feel more confident, not just to start a conversation, but to continue it. Because speaking is not about being perfect. It's about staying connected. And you can do that, step by step. Thank you for listening to Fluent Start. See you in the next episode. Bye-bye.